Hi everybody, it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and another week of fun videos for me to share with you. Today is my Mimeograph Monday with a twist. So if you've not been to my channel before, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back, and you know exactly what this means. So what it means is I'm going to be casing a project out of a current catalog, one of the Stampin' Up catalogs. This week it's the main catalog. And then I'm going to do a second card or project with a twist on that card. Sometimes it really changes, like last week when I did the geranium, I went from a card to a bag. Sometimes it doesn't change tons, and it's just a lot of fun. So, and I love it when you suggest things that you'd like me to do for the Mimeograph Monday with a twist. So make sure you keep those coming in, and as long as I have the stamp set, I can do that. All right, so anyway, so that's what's going on today, and I think that's all I want to talk about. So I am going to do some die cutting because a lot of you said that yes, please do the die cutting on the video, because usually I do that ahead of time, and quite a few of you said no, you know, we want to see you do it, so I will. All right, so I'm gonna turn the camera, close your eyes for a second while I get adjusted. I try to do it quick. All right, so that looks pretty good. All right, so this is what I'm going to be doing today, all the way almost to the last of the catalog. It's the back cover. And this is what I'm going to be doing here. This card here is super cute, super quick, and I had not used this stamp set yet. So that makes it even more fun if I can dust off a stamp set out of the old cupboard and use it for you. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This is my recipe so that I know what was used, because I was like, they used a silver foil paper and I could not even tell that was silver foil. And I'm like, oh, well, so it is. All right, so let's see. This is a stamp set. So this is the fresh cut flowers. And we're also using the Amazing Thanks die. So I need to pull out of here my thanks. So there's like an outline, and then there's the details. So I need that. And then it also has like amazing and the word you are as well. But I'm not going to use those. All right. And I know some of my things I put magnets, and this one I just haven't had the time. All right, so we're using fresh cut flowers and that. There's also I don't know what it says, because this stamp set doesn't have a greeting. So what I did was I pulled out my Cottage Rose. This is a beautiful set. And I grabbed one of the greetings from there. All right, so I need that. And here are my pieces. All right, so it is a basic white thick as the card base. So let me get that scored. And then it also uses sweet sorbet, and then here's that silver foil. It also uses the teacup DSP, so that's where the striped DSP come from. So let me bring my machine over. My handy dandy. So this is the Big Mama machine, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my camera up a little bit. I can't raise it up too much. All right, I don't want to tighten it too much because then I can't untighten it. Okay, so we are going to, so we need the number 1. So hopefully you can see the machine a little bit better. All right, then we need a number 2, and that just makes it thicker. And then you have these. So these are not cutting plates. These are the cutting plates. All right, so let's put our clear. So our sweet sorbet is going to be the thicker of the two. So it's going to be what outlines. And then we have the silver foil, and that's going to be the more detailed things. And then we're just going to zip-de-doo-dah right through the machine and cut those out. All right. Now I can bring the thing down. Whoops, wrong thing. Hang on a minute. There we go. Now I can scoot it down so you can see a little better. Okay, so let's get our pieces. So the thanks and thanks. So this is inside here, so that's not a big deal. We just take our poker tool and just give it a few little pokes, and you can see there's holes in the die, and that allows you to get that die to come out. So sometimes it pops out, sometimes it doesn't. All right, so there we have that. Easy peasy. All right, so let's see. Don't lose those dies. Let's bring our card over and my grid paper, because we are going to be stamping right on here. So we're using Starry Sky for our ink. And this is a pretty big stamp. So I'm actually going to be inking it up like backwards so that I can make sure I got the ink everywhere, but it also helps me keeping it off the edges. I got a little bit on this edge, but we should be good. And then we're just simply filling our card. I don't have to go all the way to the edge here because this teacup DSP are going to go on the edge. All right, so we're just going to keep inking this up. And I do trim my stamps. We used to sell rubber scissors, and I just have my old pair. But what I like to do is I trim along the edge because sometimes it catches. So see right here? See how it's catching? So I will end up going back and I will trim that off so that it won't catch again in the future. You just want to make sure when you do trim, you cut at straight angles. You do not undercut the foam or your stamp will not stamp properly. All right, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. Just in case you are new and you have scissors that you could use. All right, so I'm just going to stamp there and one more little tiny piece right there. Just a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of clean this a bit. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Where are my rubber scissors? So we used to sell these rubber scissors. So if you have stamped for any length of time, you might have a pair of those in your stash still. But see right here where this is catching the ink. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that rubber. So I can angle like this. And I'm just going to snip off that rubber where that ink is catching. And then it won't catch again. Does it make it look kind of ragged? Yeah, but I don't mind so much. I remember we used to have to cut everything out, but not so much anymore. All right, so what I meant about not undercutting it, so let me clean this now, and I'll take it off the block. So this isn't what I was going to teach you, but hey, there's always something. Okay, so I'm going to take it off the block. So what I mean by if you're going to trim, you want to trim straight. Or like this, where you're just trimming that rubber off the top. You never want to angle and cut under. So I mean like cut at an angle like this, where you cut away this foam. Because that foam is what's giving that, the cling or the red rubber stamp, that gushiness that you need, you know, for it to stamp properly. If you undercut and take away this foam, then your rubber doesn't have any support behind there, and it's going to it's not going to stamp properly. So if you do catch that, you know, ink, and you keep, you know, getting that bit of ink around, and you do have, you know, scissors that are sharp enough, just, you know, you trim it a little bit. Just be very cautious, because I have done it wrong before, and I had to just take the whole cling right off of the foam, and then my cling didn't have any foam because I trimmed it wrong, so it wasn't stamping properly. All right, so let's get back to the card. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is my stamped piece. I also have this because I never know what is in the inside of a card, so this is just me guessing what might be on the inside of this card. So we're just going to put our stripe so that it mimics the front of the card. And let's glue this one while we're at it. So hopefully, every time you come to my channel, I hope you learn something. You know, even if it's something that maybe you knew from in the past and you forgot, or maybe it's something brand new. But hopefully I always teach you a little something. All right. So there, and just trimming those edges. I need to trim these as well. So I didn't know what was be on the inside, and like I always say, it probably doesn't have anything on the inside for the cards for the catalog because they're samples. But I don't know. My dream job would be to work at Stampin' Up. Wouldn't that be an awesome dream job? I know when I was on the advisory board years ago, we actually got to work on the pick line, and that's the closest I'll ever get to actually like working at Stampin' Up. But that was fun. All right, so I also want to stamp on the inside. So this is from the that same stamp set, that Fresh Cut Flowers, but it's a solid image, and I want to put that in here so we can have our greeting. So I'm going to take my Parakeet Party, because that's what this color is. So I'm going to have my Parakeet Party in this solid little cluster, bouquet, whatever. So I'm just going to stamp that here. And then I'm going to stamp my You Are Positively the Greatest. And I'm going to use that Starry Sky so that it matches the flowers that I stamped on the front. So there's the inside. Let's put something on our envelope, because I'm so bad about decorating the envelope. So let's do that while I'm waiting for some of the ink to dry. It's still a little humid. We have been having such crazy weather in Arizona. It's just, I mean, it rained again last night. It's like, what's going on? But what's happening is it's making it very humid. And I don't know if our mosquitoes are ever going to leave because it's just, the weather's so crazy. All right, so it takes a little bit longer for the inks to dry with the humidity. All right, so there I have decorated my envelope. Super, super cute. I closed this so that I could do all the edges on here, and then I open it up to do here. So now my envelope is all beautiful and ready to go. I am going to wash the stamps that I did on the inside, because for my twist card, I am changing colors. So I just want to make sure that those are really clean before we get on to the twist card. All right, so let's finish this one. So this is the inside. So hopefully, I love when you suggest cards for me to do. So this was a great one. This is a great one. All right, so let's see here. We want our thanks. So I'm just going to use my green tip glue that I have put in this Amazon little bottle. And we don't need a whole lot of glue. So I'm just going to put some drops, like pop, 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 little drops. A little dab will do ya. All right. And then it's just going to lay right over top. And this is the Sweet Sorbet. That's one of the new ink colors, as well as the Parakeet that I used for the ink. All right, so this just gets laid on here, and I'm just visually centering it. And it's nice. It's got a little bit of give, so it allows you to just kind of wiggle it a little bit so that it lays in place. So I'm just pushing with my finger just to give that green tip glue a little bit of time to snag that Sweet Sorbet. All right. So then let's bring our card over, and we're going to put this on with baby dimensionals. We're also going to be using some of the In Color Matte 2022-2024 In Color Matte Decorative Dots. We're also going to use some of those. So I had fun coming up with the alternative for this week. All right, so I'm just putting, just 4 is plenty. So we're just going to put this on the card. So this one was fun. This is a great card if you are a new stamper. If, say, maybe you're a new demonstrator and you're going to do a class or something. This would be a great card for a class. And speaking of becoming a demonstrator, I have a goal of 5 this month. I would love 5, at least 5. I will take 6 or 10 demonstrators to join my team. If you join my team in October, you actually get $30 more to spend in your starter kit. So it's a great deal, whether you want to do what I do, have this be your job, or if you just want to sign up for the discount, which is actually how I signed up originally 23 years ago. But you can get $155 plus, $99. It costs $99 plus tax. The shipping is free because Stampin' Up pays your shipping. But you get to pick $155 worth of your choice of product for your kit. So if you have any questions about that, make sure you let me know, because I'd hate for you to miss out. But it's for the month of October only. All right, let me get that. So this is just the In Color Matte Dots. And this one does not want to get on the card. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these are almost like an ombre. They're like a little darker, and then they get lighter and lighter and lighter. So this is a cute thing. So you can definitely see this foil here, but I could not tell that it was foil in the catalog, but look how pretty that sparkles and shines. So I love that. All right, so now let me clean this just a tad, and we will get to the twist card, because I'm also going to use a different embellishment. All right. Okay, let's see. So since I had the Cottage Rose stamp set out, it made me think, oh, well, let's do this totally different. So I'm going to use the Abigail Rose DSP this time. And then, so Abigail Rose is part of the collection that goes with the Cottage Rose. So you can get, there's a die, there's embellishment, like there's this whole sweet collection thing. So I'm going to use the Abigail Rose DSP. And it is actually a vanilla. There's not a whole, I don't use vanilla a lot, but this is a DSP that uses vanilla. And this is just the, those cardboardy things that are behind the DSP. So I just cut it 4x4, and then I can just reference back to what colors are in it. So like basic black, crumb cake, early espresso, petal pink, smoky slate, and very vanilla. So what I have chosen is the Memento for the basic black, and then petal pink is what I'm going to be using for my ink color. So what I'm going to do this time to change it up, so like I said, this is vanilla. So we have vanilla, very vanilla thick for my card base. But I'm using the DSP instead of stamping flowers like I did before. So I'm putting my DSP on here. I'm not coloring it. You totally can. This looks beautiful if you color it with the Stampin' Blends. But I'm just putting it right on, I'm just gluing it right on my card. So I'm just using my green tip glue because this will give me a little wiggle room because I'm gluing this right to the vanilla thick. So we're not going to see the cardstock when we're done because we are covering it up totally. All right, so there we have this. I love this paper. Oh my gosh. I need to get more of it. All right. I'm just opening that up. Then this is some more of that paper. This here reminds me of the inside of a pillow. You know, the old-fashioned, what would you call that? Was that seersucker? I think that was called seersucker. All right. Now this is 1 inch. So I'm just going to butt it up right against the edge of this DSP. So this is just that green tip glue again. So I'm just putting that on the card because I know I need to cover that up. And like I said, I'm just butting this DSP right up against the edge of this DSP. And we can wiggle it just a little bit. The green tip glue gives you just a tiny, tiny little bit of wiggle room so that you can get it placed just right. All right, so there we have. So it's very similar to the other one. This time, the inside, I want both of the DSPs that I used on the outside, and I'm going to put them in the inside of the card like before, but we're just using 2 pieces instead. So that little bit of striped sticks its head out of that. I need to do some projects with this DSP because look how beautiful that one is. I might have to do something for my Teach Me Tuesday with the Abigail Rose DSP because it is gorgeous. All right, scissors, scissors, scissors. Here it is. Trim, trim, trim. So this time the inside I'm going to use Petal Pink because that is what this pink striped DSP color is. So I want to do the same thing. So that's why I washed my stamps because I'm going to use the same stamps as I used on the other card. I'm still going to use this solid bouquet, but I'm going to stamp it with the Petal Pink instead. And then, oh, hang on, let's do our envelope. Let's do our envelope. Hang on a second. While I have that out, let's do our envelope. Just like we did before. So I'm putting that in the front. Flip it over. While it's closed, do this edge. That way, you won't get any on the front of the card because you have it closed. But then you can open this up and get your edge. So this makes decorating an envelope very easy and quick. All right, now I can close my pad. Okay, so let's bring our card over and we'll put our greeting on here. And like I said, I'm just using the Memento because this has got black in that. So I'm just, you know, making it all kind of coordinate and look really cute and very simple. There we have that. Okay, let that dry. While that's drying, let's bring these over. Now I did die cut those out ahead of time because even though you said you like to see me die cut, you don't need to see me do the same one over and over again because you saw it once. All right. So let's see. So we're going to do the same thing. Dot, dot, dot. And this is just basic black cardstock with the petal pink cardstock. And I love these together. It's just such an elegant, pretty, feminine color combination. And then, so just like we did before, just kind of wiggle it till it's in the center. That looks good. And then just, you know, hold it with your fingers just to give that green tip glue time to stick to the petal pink. So while that's doing that, I'm just going to set it aside and let's glue our card inside, on the inside of our card. I just want to give that thanks a little bit of time to dry. All right, so I'm going to cut or glue this in here. I do see I need to trim this a little bit. You can see this is overhanging just a tad. So I'm just going to follow the edge of the card and trim that. There we go. Much better. All right, so let's bring this over. Same thing. We're going to stick it on with our baby dimensionals. But this time, I'm going to use the matte black dots as my embellishment to kind of stay with the black kind of look, the clean look of it. So let's put our thanks on. And I don't use this die often enough because it is so cute. I wish we had more words that had this. See how it has that frame behind it? I love that. All right, so let's do our thanks kind of up here. All right, and then these are the matte black dots I was talking about. So we're going to use these and my pick tool. All right, so let's go one. I like a baby, a big, a baby. And then 1, 2, 3. 1. Let's see, where do I want to put that one? I kind of like to cluster them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I say? An odd number is more pleasing to the eye than even. Don't ask me why, but it is. All right. So let's put these two together so you can compare them. So here is my twist. And here is the catalog version. So this is the Mimeograph Monday catalog version. And then this is the twist. So they're very, very similar, right? Like very similar. Both quick because this was very fast stamping. This, there was hardly any stamping. You're letting the DSP do all its work. And I don't know if I mentioned my host code. I don't think I did because of all the excitement. I do realize that this was crooked the whole time. I probably left it crooked. All right. And so hopefully you were just so excited to see the cards. You didn't realize it was crooked. But so let me know which one you like the best. They are super card. Either way. So let me turn the camera so you can say, see you later, alligator. So yeah, so hopefully that you like that. And I'll have to come up with, I think I will get out more of the DSP from the Abigail Rose and come up with something fun for my Teach Me Tuesdays. So doesn't that sound like a good idea? All right, so let me know which one you like best. Let me know if there's ever a project in the catalog that you would like me to do for Mimeograph Monday with a twist, and I will see if I can do it. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. And I think it's episode, episode 147. I don't know why I don't remember. But anyway, so episode 147 is tomorrow. That will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.